before fibromyalgia, I was active. I was a doer. Then the chronic, widespread pain slowed me down. My doctor and I agreed that moving more helps ease fibromyalgia pain. He also prescribed Lyrica. For some patients, Lyrica significantly relieves fibromyalgia pain and improves physical function. With less pain, I feel better. Lyrica may cause serious allergic reactions or suicidal thoughts or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these, new or worsening depression, or unusual changes in mood or behavior, or swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, muscle pain with fever, tired feeling, or blurry vision. Common side effects are dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, and swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who have had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica. Fibromyalgia may have changed things, but with less pain, I'm still a doer. Ask your doctor about Lyrica.
When you've had one too many, you make bad decisions. When this happens, pick up the phone and make the right decision. Got nailed? Get Lerner and Rowe.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. 977-1900.
I'm Doug Hopkins, and I want to buy your house. I'm willing to make you an as-is cash offer on your house within 24 hours. Whether it's a total fixer-upper or in perfect condition, there is no easier way to sell your house. I'll buy your house any price, any condition, any size. When you sell your house to me, there's no fees, no commissions, no banks, no repairs. Just go to DougHopkins.com to see what we can do for you. That's DougHopkins.com for all your real estate needs.
If you've been hurt, correct? Beware of insurance companies offering small checks. At Lerner Rowe, we turn small offers into big checks. Hurt direct and need real checks? Make one call, that's all.
977-1900.
Want justice? Go to hotbench.tv. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
No big secret.
None whatsoever.
I have to say that I think they were taking advantage of these young kids. I think
Yes.
that, I actually think that the defendant was honest about what happened. I think they just ran out of money and they're manufacturing excuses. It's not a defense. To me, the case is simple.
No, it's no defense. They bought the puppies. They owe the money.
Verdict $1,600 in favor of the plaintiffs.
I agree.
Agreed?
You
Yeah.
ready to render our
Yes.
verdict?
Yes.
Remain seated for the order. This courtroom is again in session.
And Mr. Olf, you could probably tell from the outset of the case and Ms. Long that we didn't think much of the defense that you put forward in your papers. But I will say, you came to court and you just told the truth. The truth was you did not have the money to pay for these dogs. That is not a legal defense. We appreciate your candor. It doesn't let you off the hook. She is going to be reimbursed for the balance of what you owe them. That will be $1,600. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,600. Thank you.
Courtroom is now in recess.
Hot Bench continues in a moment. And on the next Hot Bench, the high-priced programmer
You hired this gentleman to build a website.
crashed a new startup business.
He didn't finish the work.
He used that money towards his other business. What did you do?
Hot Bench.
We love our animals, and they deserve to pay it for them.
They began avoiding us. They blocked us on all of our social media.
There was issues that we found out later about them that were unsettling.
Sent us messages saying that we were bad people, and it just felt really wrong.
I'm attorney Lloyd Baker. If you're a motorcycle rider like myself, then you understand the freedom of the open road. I have been involved in a motorcycle accident that left me seriously injured, so I know what it's like. I'm not just an attorney, I'm your injury attorney. You need an attorney that knows how to handle motorcycle accidents. I will get your bike repaired or replaced, the medical care that you need, and the experts that will help us win your case at no cost to you.
Lloyd Baker is on your side. Call 602-265-5555.
Over 3 million people have silky smooth feet that you can't help but touch. The new Amalpay Foot File with diamond crystals and extra coarse roller head removes calluses effortlessly. Feel it yourself. Amalpay Pedi Perfect.
Her pet's life in peril.
Something is wrong with the dog.
Then, left in the hands of a neglectful nurse,
Do you know anything about canine care? You were taking care of her dog, and then you said you got too drunk.
I had had 2 beers.
She killed your dog.
hot bench. Judge Tanya Acker. Judge Larry Backman. Judge Patricia Domingo. 3 judges, 3 opinions, 1 verdict.
We reached out a decision.
In a court of law, it's called a hot bench. Heather Green is suing her former friend, Sarah Pitts, for unpaid rent, loans, and the cost of her dog's necropsy and cremation.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated.
Your Honor, this is case number 183, Green versus Pitts.
Thank you, Sonia. Ms. Green, Ms. Pitts, you guys were longtime friends.
Yes, we were.
And then you came to this mutually agreed upon arrangement where you would live with your 2 children with the plaintiff. And then you say she stopped covering her bills, she kept borrowing money from you, and then she killed your dog. You say for all this she owes you $5,000.
Yes.
Ms. Pitts, you say that there was never an agreement for you to pay rent and that you did not kill her dog Ginger.
No.
You owe her nothing from being in this toxic relationship.
Correct.
How did it come about that she moved in with you?
We had a discussion when, back last June, I had been on disability for an elbow injury. Knew I had about 6 more months to go, so she was talking about moving back to the area and said, why don't you let me move in with you? I'll pay rent and half the utilities.
What was your actual monthly rent?
It's $750
Did you live alone or did you have children or someone else living with you?
alone.
And you moved in with yourself and 2 children.
Correct.
And you think that a mutually agreed upon beneficial arrangement is that you live 3 people for free?
I was taking care of her home and her animals.
What were you doing to her home? Residing it? Really? What were you doing for it?
I was
Nothing.
organizing her home. I was cleaning her
What do
home.
you mean organizing?
She is a hoarder,
Uh-huh.
and there is junk mail from 2005.
So let me tell you something. If she's a real hoarder, then she doesn't want you in there organizing her stuff. Because
Right.
hoarders don't want anybody doing
No,
that.
she
They
would
just
dig
want to
stuff out of
hoard.
the trash.
So you say you moved in there to be her cleaning lady, is what you're telling me.
Mostly to take care of the dogs when she went back to work.
So if that's you at what, $375 for the month? For you doing all that? Is that your position?
Yes, but whenever I had extra money, I would give her just money here and
Where
there.
did you get extra money from? Were you working?
I'm a contract nurse. I could work nothing this week. I could work 80 hours next week. I don't get benefits. I don't
So
have
how'd you
steady
clean up
hours.
if you were working 80 hours?
She'd be gone. It would get done.
I don't buy that. But I really want to get down to the dog. How long were you gone while she was watching the dog? How many days?
Oh, it was a 3-day trip.
3 days. You're saying, ma'am, Ms. Green, that she killed your dog basically by feeding the dog what?
Chili that was
Chili?
full of onions and garlic, things that are toxic to dogs.
And do you have
I
a report
have-
of a necropsy?
Our text messages back and forth that night, and where she was telling me something was wrong with the dog.
So let me
And I asked her to please take the dog, call the emergency vet, see what they say, but she chose not to. She said she would wait till morning. And then when I landed in the morning, first thing, I text her and said, how's Ginger? She says, oh, sorry, Ginger died last night. I put her on the back porch. What do you want me to do with her?
No.
What do you mean no?
I didn't cause that dog's death.
Did the autopsy report show how the dog died?
Yes, that she bloated because she ate too fast. Here's the necropsy report.
And you say Ginger just fell down the stairs.
She couldn't walk.
I actually have a
What's
video.
wrong with
I
her?
had 2 beers. I wasn't driving over an hour away to take a dog to an emergency vet at 1 a.m.
But you're the one who was responsible for the dog for 3 days. And in fact, that was what you said. The whole reason for you being there was to take care of this dog. Not to drink 2 beers and then later say, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You're full of it in my eyes.
I
Judge
have
Acker.
a video to show of the dog.
Show the video.
I mean, she's a nurse. She should have recognized that the dog needed
I
care.
don't know bloat.
The dog's in her bed. Can't get up.
Gigi, you're Lucy Mommy? Well, baby.
Your defense says, one, I get to live in her home for free with my 2 kids because she had a bad elbow, and I'm a nurse, and she's a hoarder. Please don't think that I missed the fact that you had to take an opportunity to sling a little mud. She's a hoarder. She took stuff out of the trash. Shame on you for that. And then, well, I was supposed to be taking care of the dog, but then I got too drunk to take the dog that I had poisoned to the hospital.
I didn't poison
What am I saying?
that
Did you
dog.
give the dog onions? Do you know anything about canine care? You have come to this court claiming that you had no obligation to pay her rent because you were taking care of her dog. And then you say you got too drunk after you fed the dog a substance that dogs have no business eating. That's your defense?
Yes.
I mean, I feel like I'm talking to a spoiled 12-year-old kid.
She feeds her dogs table food and beer.
You know what? We're not in court. She did not kill our dog. You did. You should be ashamed of yourself. Now, your $5,000 claim includes a claim for these loans that you say she doesn't pay you back for.
Yes, Your Honor.
How much did she borrow?
Well, personal loans, I have like 1,700 or 1,100 of personal loans.
Do you have any evidence?
1,700 is utilities.
We need some proof that you gave her the money.
Yes, I have her car payment that I paid one time. I paid her cell phone bill.
The phone bill that was paid was her repaying me for some of the money that had gone to her brother.
Yeah, you know what? Her brother's not in it. That's her defense?
Yes.
Done. You really should be ashamed of yourself. Judge Backman?
All right, Ms. Pitts, when I read the text messages, Ms. Green was asking you to take the dog to the vet, and your response was, quote, they can't give advice over the phone, $89 to walk her in.
Yes.
So if that was one of your children laying on the bed, panting like that, would the $89 have prevented you from taking them to the doctor?
No, because they don't require
Would
it.
the 2 beers have prevented you from taking your 5-year-old and your 8-year-old to the doctor?
Call 911. No.
Why didn't call somebody
I don't know
to
anybody.
take that dog?
I had
Excuse after excuse. Let's take it from the beginning. And the first thing that I heard was that you didn't have an agreement for rent. I got a sense from you, Ms. Green, that there is a specific agreement in writing, memorialized by text messages,
Yeah.
that state you're going to split rent and split utilities. So, do you want to reconsider your testimony, or do you want to stand on your lie that there was no agreement? Let me now see the text messages. You know, Miss Pitts, I'll pay rent and half the bills. Absolute despicable conduct with the feigning of the crocodile tears. No further questions.
We're going to retire to deliberate, ladies. Thank you.
So what are we giving her, 10 grand?
Yeah, if we could.
If we could.
That's awful. She admits in the text messages here that she's going to pay you the money. She's one of these people that does not take any responsibility for anything that has happened in her life.
You know, the question is really, sociopathic or pathological liar? I mean,
Same.
You know what?
One
My
and the same,
response,
they are.
$5,000.
mine is,
That's my response.
That's my response.
That's my
as
answer.
well.
I'm absolutely with you.
Remain seated. Come to order. This courtroom is again in session.
Thank you. What happened to you in your life to make this kind of person? No remorse, no conscience, no credibility. You owe her the money. You owe her $5,000. And the one thing you can't give her is her dog back. And get with that face.
This courtroom is now in recess.
That dog was too far gone. I laid down to comfort her and woke up with a dead dog.
I cried about it for weeks and weeks and still do.
You don't know a person until you live with them.
And now the next case.
Case number 111 on calendar, Fitch versus Cohen. Please step forward.
David Fitch is suing his former landlord, Anne Marie Cohen, for the return of his security deposit.
Mr. Fitch,
You rented a room in the defendant's home for 2 years until you were given notice to leave. You want her to return your security deposit and penalty damages that you're claiming arose from her failure to return your security deposit. Ms. Cohen, you say that during the 2 years, the defendant was a terror to live with. In fact, you've interposed a counterclaim alleging that when he left, he took 2 cat carriers that were apparently expensive and a Ferrari watch, and you want him to return those things to you. Did you take the 2 cat carriers?
Hot Bench continues in a moment.
He says that he found you naked in the pigsty.
Sir Francis Bacon always has a chat with me because it's, you know,
Take his name, Sir Francis Bacon.
Yeah.
That is just brilliant.
I'm here because the future of the world is in peril because of a man named Randall Savage. I chose you, mate, to travel throughout time to stop him. Nice, up to you. Shall we?
Hero ain't on my resume.
Where I'm from, you aren't just considered heroes. A legend.
BC's Legends of Tomorrow. Series premiere Thursday, January 21st on the CW.
If you've been injured in a car or motorcycle accident, we'll come to your home, your office, and even the hospital and help you get the medical care you need.
And the compensation you deserve.
Call us at 1-800-333-0000. We'll fight for you.
Start off the new year right and save at Home TV and Appliance during their New Year Move It Out event. Shop and save on their massive selection of GE appliances with New Year clearance pricing. Plus, you can get additional rebates that you can't get at home improvement and big box stores that will save you even more. Visit HomeTVandAppliance.com for more New Year savings.
Home TV and Appliance. Hometown store. Filling a home is a huge hassle. Open Door was the easiest experience. We simply entered our information online. Literally in a matter of hours, we had an offer. It was a very fair offer that was right within our range. We could close on our timeline. We were really happy.
That's exactly why we went with Open Door. They took care of everything for us.
Open Door made it possible for us to move on with the next stage of our lives. Visit opendoor.com to get your free offer today.
Don't miss the Dawn of the Justice League, featuring a special peek at the Suicide Squad. Dawn of the Justice League, tonight at 9:30, 8:30 Central.
Tell me about the mountain. I did what I had to do, that's all.
This is about Park.
She's being hunted by everyone.
But people believe that this is real peace. Try not to screw that up. The 100 season premiere Thursday, January 21st on the CW.
If you've been injured in a car or motorcycle accident, there are 2 numbers you need to know.
$2 billion. That's how much we've recovered for our clients.
95%. That's our success rate. Real numbers, real results. We'll fight for you.
Closed caption is provided by
Bleeding gums? You may think it's a result of brushing too hard. It's not. It's a sign of early gum disease. Listerine can help reverse early gum disease in just 2 weeks. Listerine. Power to your mouth.
The General is ranked highest in customer service among auto insurers by MetricNet. Get your anonymous online quote with low payments and immediate proof of insurance from the General.
For a great low rate you can get online. Go to the General and save some time. 3 judges, 3 opinions, 1 verdict. Hot Bench. David Fitch says his former landlord, Anne-Marie Cohen, owes for the return of his security deposit. Anne-Marie is countersuing for the return of 2 cat carriers and a Ferrari watch.
Did you take the 2 cat carriers?
No, ma'am. During the 2 years I was there, Mrs. Cohen never owned a cat carrier. She borrowed one of mine. And when it was time for me to leave, one of mine was missing, and I had to go out and purchase a new cat carrier so I could take my cat.
He's saying you took his, you're saying he took your cat carriers. Does anybody have anything at all where you could say, please return these cat carriers, etc.? Anybody?
No.
Okay. So the second thing in your counterclaim, and I'm going to that first because it's the easiest,
Yes.
is this watch. Do you have her watch?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Why would you take your watch?
he actually puts batteries in watches at fairs and so forth and sells watches, and I'd asked him to put a battery in my watch and he never returned it.
I love her, Exxon and yours. Did you put a battery in her watch?
I put a battery in her on 2 occasions. I put a battery in her watch. She took it and put it on the coffee table.
All right, so I'm going to move off of that. I mean, it's just you saying this and him saying this, and I don't see anything to corroborate that other than the credibility of each of you, which will still be yet to be determined. So on your main complaint, sir, you're asking for the return of your security deposit and damages resulting from that.
The security deposit was for $650. She's returned $350 of my deposit, but outside the time frame allowed by the California Civil Code, which is 21 days.
Okay, let's stop because we got to back up a little. You lived there 2 years, you got notice, she wanted you out. When did you give him the notice to be out?
The 9th of December.
So on the 9th of December, you said get out by when? January 10th?
10th, yeah. And he should have been out by that time and given me the prorated amount for 10 days, yeah.
He owes you that 10-day amount.
Yeah.
Why don't you owe her that 10-day amount? You're paying month to month from the 1st to the 30th or 31st.
Because in my first year there, she went away into rehab for a month.
So that doesn't matter to me.
Well, during that month, I paid for all the animal food and looked after the animals.
Did you have an agreement with him that if he paid for that, you'd waive rent?
No, and I didn't want him to be honest, Joe. And my boyfriend offered to do that, but he wouldn't let him in the house. In fact, he locked him out and nailed the window shut so he couldn't come in.
Because he climbed through the bedroom window at 11:15 at night, Your Honour.
After having asked you, could he come in?
Well, you know, neither one of them were right about that. But the point is, I don't hear any agreement here that you take care of the animals in lieu of rent. Judge Acker?
You know what I find so funny? You're like the portraits of elegant British refinement. I feel like somebody should say, do you want a spot of tea? You're so presentable and elegant in court. And then when I read about what happened during this tenancy, I mean, he says that he found you naked in the pigsty. I mean, really?
I had a bathing costume on.
Guys, there's a new Princess of England. You guys gotta step it up. Step it up your game.
I'm very close to my animals, and Sir Francis Bacon always has a chat with me because it's, you know.
Take his name, Sir Francis Bacon.
Yeah.
That is just brilliant.
Hot Bench continues in a moment.
I'm going to read your complaint. And she was always bringing strangers in the house to have sex with them. I'm really not impressed.
Attention. Attention.
This is an urgent consumer alert from the Annuity Action Network. If you are currently getting or will be getting annuity payments, structured settlement payments, and lawsuit settlement payments, you may qualify for a lump sum of cash or an annuity exchange. You need to call 1-800-381-1683. Again, if you are getting or will be getting annuity or other payments from an insurance company, you may be entitled to a lump sum of cash. Federal and state laws have changed. Call us now to find out how they affect your annuity or insurance company payment rights and lump sum options. The number to call is 1-800-381-1683. To find out about your valuable annuity payment rights, you need to call the Annuity Action Network at 1-800-381-1683. The call is free. Call now for official information about your annuity payment rights. Call the Annuity Action Network right now at 1-800-381-1683. Or text the word ACTION to 99000 to get started today. This was an official consumer alert from the Annuity Action Network.
At Hastings & Hastings, we are the discount accident lawyers. Why are we different? First, we offer discount fees. That saved our clients over $11 million in 7 years. Second, experience. Our firm has been helping injured victims in Arizona for over 35 years. Third, convenience. We have 11 offices to serve you. Call now for your free consultation.
I'm attorney Lloyd Baker. If you're a motorcycle rider like myself, then you understand the freedom of the open road. I have been involved in a motorcycle accident that left me seriously injured, so I know what it's like. I'm not just an attorney, I'm your injury attorney. You need an attorney that knows how to handle motorcycle accidents. I will get your bike repaired or replaced, the medical care that you need, and the experts that will help us win your case at no cost to you.
Lloyd Baker is on your side. Call 602-265-5555.
Yeah, I've tried all the usual companies. Call around for auto insurance quotes, and it seems like they're all the same.
If you want a company that feels different the very first time you call, then try Amica.
There has to be something better. I'm starting to lose hope.
Don't be so dramatic.
It's a catastrophe.
You just haven't called Amica yet. Our whole company is dedicated to great customer service and helping you save money. For example, you can save up to 25% when you insure more than one car with Amica.
I want a car insurance company that's always looking out for me.
We want special attention.
I want to feel the commitment, the dedication. But where are you going to find a company like that?
Hey, why don't you call Amica? That's a great company. Amica!
Yes, listen to that guy. Bicycle guy. Well, who haven't we tried yet? You haven't called Amica.
Amica.
Call Amica now for your free, no obligation quote. Check us out online. Do a search. We're on Facebook and Twitter.
Hastings and Hastings. Trust our 35 years experience. It matters.
3 judges, 3 opinions, 1 verdict. Hot bench. David Fitch has accused his former landlord, Anne Marie Cohen, of owing for the return of his security deposit. Anne Marie has a countersuit for the return of 2 cat carriers and a Ferrari watch.
I'm pretty familiar with this statute. I mean, it's straightforward. After 21 days, if the tenant doesn't get a full accounting of the damages and you don't get the money back, then the landlord's on the hook for extra damages.
Right.
So did you respond to him within that 21-day period?
He didn't give me a forwarded address. I had a phone number to phone him by, but he wasn't receiving my calls because he wouldn't have anything to do with that. Yeah, this is one on. Well, that's just to say, you know, I'll be happy to give you your money back if you
Send him this
give me
text
the
message
receipts.
and
Yeah.
21 days of his leaving.